6:30 on Monday, the 9th of September. Call to order the regular school board meeting of the Madison Central School District. Mr. Brooks will record the members present and absent, and we do have a quorum this evening. So the next, I invite everyone to please stand as we pledge allegiance to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
We didn't have it. Somebody moved that.
We did for Pete. All right. On to item number 5, which is approval of the agenda. I believe we have no changes to the agenda, so at this point in time, I entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Mr. Hanemichael, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Schultz. Questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Declare that the agenda has been approved. Next is approval of consent agenda items 7 through 9. Number 7 is the regular minutes of our August 12th meeting. Then we had a special meeting on the morning of the 14th of August. Went through the bills. Any comments, questions by our bill people? Our financials are up and posted. Mr. Jorgensen, on to number 9 with personnel actions.
We have a number of personnel actions to act upon. Request to hire for 2019-2020 Paul Morin as a weekend custodian to replace Ashley Grahamhiller at $13.30 per hour. Megan Paget as high school paraprofessional to replace Shannon Gary at $12.05 per hour. A number of playground supervisors: Morgan Metzinger, Noah Guzzi, Savannah Miller, Reagan Olson, Grace Bauer, and Beth Himley at $9.40 per hour. And then we have a number of staff that have educational adjustments for 2019-2020 per our master agreement. Megan Yankee moved from a BA to a BA 15 at $43,347. Lindsay Dieterle from Masters 15 to Masters plus 30 at $51,018. Rebecca Fink from Masters plus 30 to Masters plus 45 at $49,621. Karen Giles from Masters 45 to Masters plus 60 at $63,321. Zach Johnson from BA 30 to Masters plus 15 at $48,575. Jeff Larson from Masters to Masters plus 15 at $48,236. Valerie Wilkins from Masters 15 to Masters plus 30 at $52,376. And Shelley Ballow from Masters plus 30 to Masters plus 45 at $58,256. And again, those are all per our master agreement. Contract change, it's an addition basically. Chad White to add assistant varsity track, level 3 at $3,114. And then finally, just acknowledgement of one early retirement letter that requests for the end of the year that has been turned in.
Okay. So those are the personnel actions. The other items are included in the consent. I would entertain a motion at this time that we approve the consent items 7 through 9. So Mr. Nelson has the motion. Second?
Second.
Okay, Mrs. Kappeman. Further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the consent agenda items 7 through 9 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That has passed. Opportunity for the delegation to speak. Silence remains. All right. Going once. That's all we'll go. All right. Number 11, administrators report.
It was on the radio already, and just congrats to the Madison Central Board members for earning gold status for the Associated School Boards of South Dakota. There were 21 school boards, I believe, that earned the gold, 13 earned the silver, and 18 earned the bronze. So congrats to the board members for earning the gold award this year.
I think we'll get that awarded to us at the regional meeting.
That was my guess. So the next item is delegate assembly. We need to appoint a delegate for the ASBSD Delegate Assembly, which helps set legislative direction for the ASBSD. And the date of that,
Is November 15, I believe, 14?
sounds good. So it's one of those where the president gets to appoint or someone.
If someone would like to volunteer.
November
that's not-
15th.
This is the one in Pier?
This is the one in
Here.
here.
It's also state football.
Yeah, also state football.
It's a one-day deal.
One-day deal starts at noonish and ends anywhere from 3 to 5.
Begins at 1 and approximately 5.
I've never been there till 5 since I had something to do with
I
it.
can't imagine it'd be more than a couple hours.
Yeah, I went the last 2 years. Last year we were out of there in record time.
Yes,
The weather.
Yes, we were. Steve, would you have an interest or not?
I've been there before.
Do you want to go again? If
Sure.
all right, so let's
I
put
better check with the wife.
Steve as our
What's your schedule?
delegate for that, and then I will be the alternate, Steve, if you can't make it. How does that sound?
Unless Rob would be interested.
I could probably, well, it's a Friday, right?
It's a Friday. You want to do it?
Have you been before?
No.
It is kind of.
Can you raise a red card and
And it-
green card? Okay, is that color?
Well, they're all the same color now.
Oh, you just raised.
Yeah, raise them and count them.
Okay.
Yeah, I could.
All right, so then I'll make Rob and then Steve the alternate.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. You're gonna send that back then, Mr. Jorgensen?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
I'll email Tyler. Okay. That one off. Right now, current open positions, I just wanted to point out, it's blank, so. Had that on for a couple months. It could change, but right now,
You've got two people that you just didn't make very happy.
we're always looking for subs, like I mentioned on the radio, and bus drivers. I know that the police department's looking for crossing guards, but, so if you know anybody out there that has interest in those items, please have them get in contact with us. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to have us walk down to the cafeteria. The new food service equipment was installed Friday. There's a few tweaks that have to change, but, the middle school, high school areas changed quite a little bit with the new equipment we brought in, so, if you don't mind, maybe.
Field trip, all
Take
right.
a quick field trip down to the cafeteria. New phone system, 612 working good, elementary up and running. We're waiting for some numbers to be unlocked, I think it sounded like,
Yep.
from Century Link. Upcoming schedule, September 16th, board retreat. I know Mr. Farrell's been sending out some information on that. We have an
So
early,
need some advice?
October 2nd, we have early release, teacher in service. October 7th, we have ASBSD regional meeting. Our pro start will be catering.
What day was that?
October 7th.
Monday night?
Just let me know. I'll get registered.
There
I'll
may
be
be
here.
some, one of the options for the meal may have something to do with shrimp from a certain place, so just saying.
Saying it's really good.
October 14th, no school, and then November 4th, we have, no school, we have parent-teacher conferences from noon to 8 on the 4th of November. And policy review, we're starting to do some policies tonight. If anyone has interest, I would gladly take a couple board member volunteers to meet about once a month to help in the process of our policies. You know, I'm not talking about a half day, I'm talking about a 1 hour once a month, and from board meeting to board meeting, we'll look if it's ones that are just for review, that we're not looking at changes. There could be 5, there could be 25, just depending on what we get through. But there again, we would sort of set it up on if we've got full agendas. We'll adjust accordingly. So if you have interest in that, please let me know, and I will gladly,
I would be happy to be a part of that.
okay?
Me too.
Okay.
If nobody else wants to do it.
How many do you need?
Less than 4. So up to 3, how's that?
All right.
Does that mean you want to do it?
Well, I don't want to jump on these guys if they don't want to. But yeah, sure.
Okay, so I heard Tom, Lori, and sort of Steve.
Steve,
I just think it would make the process go better, and plus, since the board members looking at it at the same time too, And then if there's some things that you see that we think are out of alignment, we can dig farther into the ASBSD, some of their samples, and we can go from there. But I just think it'd be a better process if we had some board members involved on it.
The last time we did anything as a board collectively with policies was 2012. And then we did a Saturday where all of the board and I believe Mitch and Mr. Schaefer were present, and we had a good 3/4 of a day at the end of right, Steve. We started in the morning and we went through every policy at that point in time, and we decided we'd never do that again.
That sounds boring.
And I just think it's a better process if we say we're in section D right now, we're gonna start looking at these, we can look at them ahead of time. And then when we come at that time to meet, say, did we see anything that we need to update, change? If there is, those would be ones we look at for first readings. If there's ones that we think look good as they are, they'd be on the list just as to review and move on, just have a new review date on them. So, that's all I have.
Mitch, do you have anything? I've got a couple of ASBSD things. Take a careful look at what Tyler sent out last night in the blog update and the policies there. There's a schedule for regional meetings. If you're not able to make the regional meeting here in Madison on that date, which we'd like to have as good a turnout as we could, and my understanding is that's when they'll present our gold award to us also. But the other dates of the regional meetings are listed there. They go from Wilmot on the 23rd of September. Probably the other ones in the area would be Mitchell and Harrisburg. Mitchell is on the 10th of October and Harrisburg is on the 16th of October. So I know Keith had mentioned that the 7th isn't going to work for him. And I usually try to hit at least one of those other southeast, since that's the region I represent. So more than likely I'll look at going to Harrisburg on the 16th if anybody wants to ride along. The other thing in that blog that I really encourage you to take a look at are those standing positions that are listed. And those are the things that Rob will be voting on when he goes to delegate assembly. And we're not gonna, some districts go through each of those as a part of a board meeting. I guess I would just encourage everybody to take a look at them. If you have questions or concerns about any of them that you want to express, we'll talk about them as a part of the administrator reports. But otherwise, I thought that Tyler's was very, very good there. That's all I have.
Who do we need to let know about the October 7th?
Mitch.
I'll be there.
I can be there.
I'll be there too, Mitch.
You too, Mitch. Never miss an opportunity to eat.
Especially with
That's
our
my God.
culinary students.
So that's what I mean, the culinary student.
Yeah. All right, on to next then, item number 12. Consider approval of open enrollment applications 20-20 and 20-21.
Make recommendation to accept the open enrollment applications, those two applications.
Mr. Nelson has the motion. Is there a second then?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Hanamichael, further questions, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of enrollment applications 20-20 and 20-21 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Next, we have item number 13, which is consideration of review of board policies. And starting with BB, school board legal status. Should we just bring them up? Everybody read them? Does that sound fine, or do you want them to be read, or what do you want to do?
But they were all sent out and posted, so I mean, 'cause a couple of these would be like 3 pages long, so I think unless there's questions on them.
All right, then let's move next to BBAA, board member authority.
And again, reviewing these, just check to make sure they're up to date. If they need any changes, then we move those in the first reading, but we didn't see anything that really stood out in any of these.
Then we have BBB, school board elections.
Again, very basic things that we're doing right now, obviously.
And that one has some legal references that we're tied to. Then BB, BB, board members' oath of office. And that indicates that we will take a oath of office. And then if we go to BBE, that's the actual oath of office that we all have taken. Next reads to us. And then BBF, member code of ethics. You're doing good on the clicking, Steve.
This is tough.
And then finally, BCD, board, or not finally, BCD, board superintendent relationships, or relationship. Take that S off of there. And then BCE, board committees. And BDDD, quorum. Thought that's my report card for a minute.
You know, there's a B in there.
Next, BDDF, voting method. I'm going to be quiet from here on out. And finally, BDDH, public participation at board meetings.
And again, then my hopes would be with the committee, same thing, we'd send them out well in advance, so you have a chance to come ahead of time, and it would be a recommendation of the committee if they just need to be reviewed. So what we would do with these, if everyone's in agreement, we would just update the date we reviewed them as today, and move on, because there's no changes to them, so there's no first reading.
All right, then let's take the group for first readings, and there are some changes here. BBFA, board member conflict of interest.
Main changes on this all deal with state statutes. So if you go back up to the top there, Steve, under number 1, at one time the threshold was 3,000. Now the threshold by state statute is 5,000. So you can see that's been changed. If you go down to 4D, and it should be all of D crossed out. I don't know. We couldn't get, for whatever reason, we couldn't get the computer to cross out the rest of it. But compensation for services, which I really wasn't aware of, and Tom had checked on this, but board members can now, since there's a threshold, and if it's over that, you still can, because it used to be that you couldn't get a bus, you couldn't do any of those things and receive compensation. Well, you can now with that threshold that's on there. So D needs to come off. And then if you go to 6 was about abstaining and whatever. We're taking that out, and then 6A, B, C, D, and E. This is what the new statute defines basically for the conflict of interest, the different areas that would fall under conflict of interest. So they should be added into our policy that follows state statute.
And this was all legislation, what, 2 years ago, wasn't it? Or
2016, I believe it was.
So those are the changes with the conflict of interest. Questions or comments on those?
Again, first reading, so if something jumps out that you think we need to, but that should all be lining up, and that's using the Associated School Board's language on item number 6 there. The next 4 are real small changes, more corrections than anything. Under the agenda format, added the first sentence at the top. At regular meetings, the following will be the customary order of business. However, the particular order may vary from meeting to meeting in keeping with the business at hand. Special meetings and so on aren't going to have all that stuff at the beginning, so it just shows us this is the general format. It can change a little bit if we need to. And we didn't have Pledge of Allegiance listed in there, so I think that's something we're going to be doing, and so we added that to it. Again, no major change, just sort of cleaning it up a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Got
White
it.
screen.
BDDC, right towards the bottom, Steve. basically, it just said we'll be on the internet, and then it had a long address, and it wasn't correct. This is just saying we'll be on the school district website, and then it lists our school district website. If you go to the board area, you'll have the agenda that's on there every month. So it's just a clean up and put the correct address in there. I'm not sure what would happen if you put the old one in, but I don't know that. BFD, policy dissemination, just added at the bottom, policies can be found on the school district website, because that's where we post them as well, so we should have that information that people know that. Again, no major change, but just a lot of cleanup. And then BFE, and anytime I've seen this in our different policies, we'll make the change, but it just said about his duties all the way along, or he, it should be he or she, because that can change as we move forward, obviously, so, again, just clean up. But I think it's important that we make sure our policies stay up to date.
And we don't need to take any action
No.
because this is only the first reading, and the other was just to indicate we had reviewed, so.
So then, unless I hear that there's something that stands out that you see and you're reviewing it before next month, then we'll have a second reading for adoption at the October meeting.
Which brings us to item number 15, adjournment. Oh, Rob gets that one. Lori was clearing her throat.
Yeah,
but-
so I'll second
All
that.
right. Mrs. Schultz says the second, non-debatable, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.